We're going to install the Hyper-V role using Server Manager, but before we do, let's take a look at what it would look like in PowerShell. So I'm going to, first of all, see if I can find the role. So let's do Get Windows feature. And the name I'm looking for is, I'm going to have it search for anything with the word hyper in it. And you'll see that here's the Hyper-V role, and here are the management tools. So if I wanted to install it, it's pretty simple. I can just install Windows feature, and the name would be Hyper-V. Now, let me show you a trick. You can specify, put in a comma, and then specify the other things that you want to have installed. But there's another trick. Since they're management tools, I can just do this. I want the Hyper-V role and include the management tools. And you can also have it restart when it's done. Now, I want you to notice that while we're here, we get Hyper-V, we get the graphical management tools, and we are going to have the new Windows PowerShell module. Now, this was newly added to Server 2012 when Hyper-V 3 came out. So that's one way to do it, but let's do it through the graphical because there's some options I want you to notice as we go through it. So I'm going to open up Server Manager, and we'll go to Manage, Add Rules and Features, and we'll click through here. We'll install a role-based feature. We'll pick the server that I want, which is called Hyper-V 1, and we'll go down and grab the Hyper-V role, which is right here. Now, when I do that, it pops up, and this looks very similar now, pops up with the same information that we saw in PowerShell. Do you want to have these management tools included? And yes, I do. So I'll say add those features, and then click Next. Now I'll keep clicking Next, and now I'm going to start to get some additional questions. First of all, specific to Hyper-V, it points out what Hyper-V does. This is going to allow us to do our virtualization. And one of the first things that we get is that it's going to require a network in order to have the guest operating systems communicate on. So this is where we're going to start creating our virtual switches during this particular module. Now, it is recommended that you have multiple NICs in your Hyper-V host so that you have normal network communications, and then you can isolate the virtual network traffic. In my case, I've got one, so that's the one that we're going to use. And I'll click Next. And now we get the question on virtual machine migrations. Now, do you want this server to be able to send and receive live migrations? Right now, we're not going to talk about live migrations, but I want you to know that this can be adjusted later. So if you're not sure if you're going to have this server do it right now, you don't even have to select it. And that's why it's not selected by default. I'll click Next. And now the location of where my guest OSs, all of the components, the files, the virtualized disks, everything that we need for our virtualized computers, where is that going to be located? And we can change these locations. Now, I'm going to leave these at the default right now, but something to keep in mind is notice that they're on the C drive. This is where my operating system is. You usually don't want to do that. There'll be a lot of drive contention. So you want this on separate storage where you're going to put your virtual guest operating systems. I'll click Next. And then I can say restart if necessary. I'll go ahead and say install, and the role will be installed. Now that the role is complete, you'll notice that it says a restart is pending on this computer. So we're going to have to restart it. I'm going to say close for right now. And now I'll restart my computer. Now, while this restarts, there's the old command that we had before. Let me just hit Control C. I'm going to start this restart. When we come back, what we're going to do is I'm going to take you on a quick tour of the tools that we'll be working with, and then we'll create a virtual machine.